Webster and Union,
Hold on.
7-Eleven at Valley and Beach. I mean, you want a dog to go.
Right.
What?
Yes, but hold on one second. What do we? No.
His name's Mark. He's a big guy, bald, glasses, friends with the bartenders, like always.
Yeah.
He usually sits over on the like
Okay.
table side
Okay.
of the bar.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Good guy.
Glasses?
Glasses. Yeah. Yeah. But he sends me a text. Your buddy Peter White's here. I go, oh,
Yeah,
cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Why didn't he say hi?
He said that he doesn't know who you are. You guys, like maybe said hi to you once, or I don't. He doesn't know you. But I'll swing over Thursday
Okay,
and
yeah.
introduce you.
You acknowledge you're not inviting. Like you don't want people to walk up to you.
That's true.
Yeah.
Those are your words, Peter.
I know.
I'd come give you a hug.
Steve?
Yeah, and we cannot forget the phenomenal hot dogs that we had over at the bonfire.
Those are good. Those were good.
Those are bun size.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And they're homemade. Pat Mills makes
Yeah.
those.
right out back.
Yeah.
Hand packed.
Martino
maybe
really
order.
liked them. I think
One
he
of the
had
best
10.
hot dogs I've had.
Delicious.
Mike Martino really liked them.
Sure,
10,
yeah.
all 10 of them.
Dude, I'll tell you that
20 cookies.
Those were girthy too.
Joe Friday says one time a week over at Season Tickets. Everyone, I go there once a week too. It's one of those places in Manchester I find great.
They deliver, I think, till 1 a.m. They used to at
Yeah.
least, which is awesome.
That was our spot when I was over
really?
working off of Front Street. We would always, that's me and this guy Mark would go there for lunch all the time. It was just,
So
the
good.
food's so good, yeah. Is that it already?
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
Flew by.
I know.
Just getting
Well,
hot.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Thank you for letting me crash.
So happy to be
problem,
back.
No problem. Now, did you want to get on this board before you left? The celebrity death pool?
He did. He picked Clint Eastwood.
Oh, okay, that's right. Oh,
I
that's
wrote it
right.
down.
All right, I have it written down too. I just all right. We'll close the door for the celebrity death pool today. It'll be open again tomorrow morning.
You think you'll run it till Friday?
Probably Friday. And
That's
then
good.
then you're out of luck.
It's like
Then you're closed till the second death punch.
That's it. You have to wait till October.
it's like the stock market.
All right, that's going to do it for us today, folks. I believe Matt Connerton returns today at 4 p.m. You can check that out after our replay. Great job with the traffic, Matt.
Thanks.
I think I got to everything today. If not, well,
There's always tomorrow,
it's
Peter.
always tomorrow.
Yep.
Just don't bring it up.
All right, Louis Angelides, thank
Pick
you.
up your trash.
There you have it. You heard it from Lou. All right, have a great Monday. It's you celebrated New Year's today. Have a great day. Peace.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
You are listening to WMNHLP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
Hello, everybody.
Goes away, the loneliest sensation, it weighs in my head all day, and no one knows my aggravation. Can't you hear my screams? I'm lost in at the end. Set me free. Set me free. This cauldron of the sea, it fuels my hesitation. It boils inside of me and cast me into isolation. Can't you hear my screams? I'm angry and alone. Can't you hear my screams? I'm lost in at the end. Set me free. Oh Lord.
everybody. Here we go. We are back. Our first show of 2023. It is Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. Of course, you can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, and find out how to get one of these sweet shirts or a tank top or something. We got some stuff there. Find out, we got a new run of that stuff coming. But that is all there for you, etc., etc. Today is Monday, January 2, 2023. Got to get used to that. And I'm not alone.
Hello.
Hello.
Presents.
Yes, yes.
In here.
Yes.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll probably have a bigger audience than usual today, actually, because a lot of people have the day off. You know, a bigger live audience.
I totally forgot it was a holiday.
Yeah, technically, yeah, for anyone else who forgot, yeah, technically today's a federal holiday because New Year's Day fell on a Sunday. And we have a call already right out of the chute. Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
Happy New Year, Matt and Jenny. This is Eric Pincher calling.
Eric Pincher. Wow, you have a name very similar to somebody else I know.
Yeah. Yes, I wanted to call in and wish you guys both a happy New Year.
Oh, it is Eric Pilcher. Oh, I thought it's like you were a character there for a second.
Oh, brother.
Yes, I have been characterized throughout the New Year's weekend.
Well, that's
you're a character.
So
well, that's how you know you've made it. That is
yes.
That is fame.
Yes, but I can never be a real New Yorker.
That's right. Well, I don't know.
Man.
Maybe the Eric Pincher character is a real New Yorker. Do we actually know where Eric Pincher is from?
Wait, where were you born?
Well, I know where I was born. I'm going to say Eric Pincher sounds like a very annoying New Yorker.
I've met
with the nasally voice and the attitude and this me attitude and this sense of entitlement.
Our friend Billy Painter from Outlaw Radio in the chat room says Eric the Doberman Pincher. So perhaps...
Ooh.
That's cute. That's good.
Now it sounds cool.
Perhaps Eric Pincher is a professional wrestler. Eric the Doberman Pincher.
Maybe he was the mystery partner with Texas Mike in the AWA days.
Yes, indeed. Well, perhaps.
You know, yeah. No, I just wanted to call in and say hello to both of you. It's been a long time, and wish you both a happy New Year. And I hope your year is off to the right start.
Off to the races.
Yes,
off
yes.
with their heads.
While we have you on the line, Eric,
off the line.
Did you want to say anything about the classic film review? What you have for us this Friday?
Yes, this week we're going to start. I believe we're going to start off the new year with an amazing film. It's one of the most highly regarded films of all time. You will not find a top 5 list without this film listed. And if you do, the list has no credibility.
Oh.
It will. We are reviewing Casablanca.
Oh, very good.
So, yes, and I will tell everyone why for many years I hated Casablanca despite never seeing
Casablanca.
Really?
Yes, I loathed Casablanca.
I just like saying it. Casablanca.
Before you saw it, you had loathed it?
Oh, I detested it.
Why?
Well, okay, cat's out of the bag now. I'm a major fan of 2 films, The Godfather and Citizen Kane.
Yes.
And when AFI, American Film Institute, would do their list early on, from 1997 to, I would say, about 2004 or 5, Casablanca was ranked ahead of Citizen Kane and The Godfather.
Oh, okay.
And I thought I just read the synopsis, and I, in my head, said this movie just sounds like a cookie cutter romance story.
Oh, okay.
There is no way it's better than such a beautiful film as The Godfather, and no way is it better than what many call the greatest film of all time, Citizen Kane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yes, eventually in college I was forced to see it.
Oh, okay.
In a summer course I took, works of fiction in cinema.
Were you dreading it?
I tried to get out of it.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I told the instructor I'd write a 5-page paper about why Citizen Kane was better. And he was, I remember him distinctly because he was from Boston, and he was a hippie. He would come in like once a week and play his guitar for the class.
Yeah.
And sing.
Yeah.
It was really bizarre. And he goes, but in his thick Boston accent, he sounded like George Carlin in a way.
Yeah.
He said, the assignment is not for Citizen Kane.
Right.
And I'm like, well, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
Wow.
And he said, well, no, you're going to watch Casablanca and you're going to write a paper on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. And I didn't do it.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
And so he made a deal with me that if I did it, he would give me full credit, but I had to be honest and open in my critique of the film.
Okay.
So I did, and yes, I don't like admitting this. I was wrong in my hatred of it.
Yes.
Not in rankings or anything like that, just in my disdain for it. But yes, I will talk about the film, and it's been requested, most importantly, by your father.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
He asked for it, and I'd already discussed it with you prior to him requesting it, actually.
Yeah.
And so it was very funny that I think it was the very day he requested it. And I'm like, oh, well, stay tuned, Martin.
That's right. Well, very good. Well, we look forward to that.
So, yes, I will be watching that during the day tomorrow and preparing for it.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
So, yes, absolutely. So, yes, I hope we get 2023 off on the right foot. I'm glad to have you back. You make my afternoons brighter.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that, Eric. Thank you so much.
Yes, Jenny, you do as well.
Oh, gee, thanks. I like to be the afterthought. Love you too,
No,
bucko.
no, it's like
you're the second one to use me as an afterthought.
Assistant.
You are the second one to ask me as an afterthought today. I'll have you know, because Gonzo did it in the chat room too.
He did?
Welcome back,
I do not mean you
and
as
then he
an
waited a minute,
afterthought, Jenny.
and Jenny.
And I will say, I will be purchasing one of those snazzy T-shirts, even as a contributor.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Well, very nice. Well, we appreciate that.
I'll be buying my own too. Got news for you.
Now, in fairness to in Gonzo's defense in the chat room, when he said welcome back, Matt and Jenny separately, he might not have known you were here yet. Because we go through the whole intro to the show, and then I introduce you.
But Jenny's there every Monday.
Not every Monday.
Not always.
Sometimes
I'm in the mood. Sometimes I'm not.
Almost every Monday she's there.
Sometimes
So
we
it's
switch it up.
Almost as if you should say Matt and Jenny.
No. No.
Or I what if I did like what they did in the first season of Gilligan's Island, where I introduce myself and then I just say, and the rest.
Oh, God. Really? This is where you're getting your cues from now.
Oh.
Eric, I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you.
Younger listeners are
You know
like, what?
I'm
You're
pretty
starting
sure
out the
there's
year
an
on my poo
individual,
list.
Jenny, you could partner with, and he would let you blame me in all the ills of the world, would be mine and Billy Painter's
Oh,
fault.
no. I got you top there, man. I got you top there. I'm in charge of the world, and I have lasers.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh.
The space lasers.
I have
That's right.
a lazy, overweight pit bull.
I'm super Jew.
Oh,
Yes, I have
I might be
lasers.
shafted here.
Oh my.
Well, why not? If I got lasers, man, I mean, come on.
That's right. Space lasers,
yeah,
specifically.
I can't be just an ordinary
Yeah,
Jewish person. I have to
mean,
be super Jew.
I
See,
got
like
a record player for Christmas.
Did you?
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool. Nothing sounds better than vinyl.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Oh, come on.
I went out and got Metallica's first 5 albums on vinyl.
So you bought one.
What was that?
Sorry. Nothing. I was being a Weisenheimer.
Can you hear the bass any better on vinyl?
You can't. Not on Injustice for All.
Yeah, I can't even. Oh God, it breaks my heart to even hear any of those songs. The songs are so good, but as a bass player, it's like, come
I
on.
had that conversation with my brother and Dirk, both of them last night, in separate
did you?
messages about how there were so many great opportunities
Yeah.
in Injustice for All to have great bass riffs.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the riffs are there. They're just so far back in the mix you can barely hear them. And some of the people online who've taken their own versions, made their own mixes of it. They'll usually call them "Injustice for Jason" or "And Jason for All" or something in honor of Jason Newsted. And when you actually can hear the bass lines are great, and it really adds something. But yeah. And there's so many different versions of the story about how that happened, about how the bass got buried in the mix like that.
They confirmed in Metal Hammer why they did that.
Yeah.
It was a hazing process.
See, I don't even know what to believe from them because they themselves, Lars and James, have both, in different circumstances, in different time periods, have given completely different explanations for the whole thing.
Since he has left the band, they have been pretty consistent in why they did what they did.
Yeah.
In that it was hazing, they just did it to riff on him and then liked the way it sounded anyway. But my favorite track off that album is Harvester of Sorrow, and I can only imagine how much better that would have sounded with a normal bass track.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess it came out the way it was meant to, because obviously that is the album that really began to launch them into stardom. But my God, it could have been so much better.
Well, it's the one that got them noticed in the mainstream with one.
Right.
But the one that got them really started was Master of Puppets because they toured with Ozzy.
Yeah, true.
Prior in support of that album. And, that album is my favorite album of all time.
Oh, okay.
Any genre, no matter what.
Yeah.
I think Master of Puppets is a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Just amazing record.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I dig it.
Anyone that's a fan of rock or thrash metal, heavy metal, I would advise them to listen to Master of Puppets.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So, yeah, but no, I love vinyl. Like,
Yeah.
I swear by vinyl now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It's just the warmth of it. Nothing beats
There's
it.
no call for foul language.
What's that?
There's no call for foul language.
Who used foul language?
He said he was going to swear.
Oh. Well, no. He didn't mean that way.
I didn't use foul language.
No.
No, I'm a good boy.
That's right. Yes.
I mean, the rumor being circulated is I have to listen to my husband, Billy Painter.
Is that you or is that Eric Pincher? I thought that was Eric Pincher who.
Yes, that is Eric Pincher. Maybe
Yes.
that's my alter ego.
Oh yeah, you could be the same. And if it is your alter ego, that means you're the one that Billy calls the Doberman. But that probably gets us into a discussion that's more suited for Matt Connerton Unsheathed. So we won't go any further with that.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, the other show.
And I don't know if anyone's paid the paywall fee.
Not recently, no. Well, inflation, and I did have to raise the price. But, I mean, it's worth it.
Probably have to put that on a hiatus.
Maybe. We'll see.
But I will let you guys go. I'm sure you guys have way more important things to talk about than me.
Well, we're glad that you called, Eric. Always a pleasure, and we're really looking forward to your film review on Friday of Casablanca.
Yes, I'm actually looking forward to doing this one because there's a ton of information out there on it. So, should be a real fun one to do.
Excellent. All right, my friend. Well, we will talk to you soon.
Thank you, Matt.
All right,
bye,
thank you.
Jenny. Have a good day.
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, afterthought.
All right,
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that's our friend Eric Pilcher from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And, of course, he does his classic film review every Friday, which, by the way, is a very popular feature on the program, and we always get a ton of great feedback on it. Also, I want to mention, too, before we get into the usual giving the contact info and everything for the show, we did mention Billy Painter is in the chat room. We played a track, Cauldron of Deceit, from the band. Actually, this is Billy on the line, I believe. And we can explain why we played that. Hey, Billy.
Hey, how you doing, bud?
Good, good. Yeah, I was about to explain, but actually, I'll let you give us the background on that. That I'm going to play another song of theirs too at the top of the hour break today at 5 p.m. But yeah, that band Ravenscroft, I was not aware of them until you brought them to my attention. Unfortunately, for a very sad reason. But I'll let you go ahead and explain that.
Yeah, so Ravenscrofts is a local band out of California. Their lead singer, Ralph Busso, unfortunately passed away yesterday morning somewhere, I think it was just after 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. So, I mean, for his friends and family, I mean, that's just no way to ring in the new year. My goodness.
Yeah. How old was he, do you know?
So I think late 40s or 50s. He wasn't that old. I don't know what the cause of death was or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, all I can say is he's gone, and it's just not a good thing, you know. I mean, first off, I'm going to say about Ralph Busso, he's a real New Yorker. He's from the Bronx, and he was a hell of a nice guy. Despite he could have some pictures on his Facebook with. He looks completely sinister, but that wasn't him. You know, obviously that was the act for the band and all that.
Yeah, and he had a great voice.
Nice guy.
And a great voice. Like I said, I was not aware of the band until you brought them to my attention. But I listened to that track, Cauldron of Deceit, and and it's funny too because all cards on the table. I looked at the title of the song and I was like, this sounds like it might be a little cheesy, but I'll give it a listen. Cauldron of Deceit, but I love it. I listen to it and I love it, and it's not cheesy at all, actually. And he had a very soulful voice. I love his voice. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely a loss creatively, that's for sure.
Cauldron of Deceit was probably the song that most hardcore Ravenscroft fans identify with the most.
Yeah.
I first discovered them back in late 2016 when they came out with their EP Cosmic Plan, which that was the music from Cosmic Plan. I'd say is more like modern alternative, and then they came out with their next EP, which was called Rebel, and they just completely changed up the way they sound. They came more aggressive, heavy metal type on Rebel, and then of course See Through was the last one that I know of that came out in 2020, I'd say.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you know? There's probably no word yet on whether the band plans to continue. I assume find a new singer. We probably don't know yet.
Heard anything, and honestly, I don't know. I mean, we know that Alice in Chains reformed after the passing of Lane Staley, and what's his name, William Defoe or Duvall, whatever it was. I think he's good. He's not Lane Staley, but still he does an excellent job. So I don't know if they're going to take that route or if the band members are going to go opposite directions.
Yeah,
and just I don't know how they're going to do it, and I'm not even about to ask those questions right now.
No, too soon. Yeah. I was just curious because, they've got a lot of, you sent me the files and they have a lot of material. So it'd be a shame to let it, to let it end there. But But yeah, Guy had a great voice. Absolutely. I really like the songs, and a lot of it has to do with his vocals, So.
Yeah. I think the reason why I came across him in the first place is because Outlaw Radio and Ravenscroft have the same sponsor in Cold Cock Whiskey.
Oh, okay.
And I remember Cold Cock Whiskey reached out to me and asked me to do something for them. Said they were going to send me a bunch of merchandise, some T-shirts, lanyards, of course, and they sent me all those about 24 of those little pints of their whiskey or whatever, the little shots, the tiny bottles. I don't know what they're called. But.
Yeah, I don't either, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, and at the same time, Ravenscroft was just coming out with Rebel. They were about to release that. And I said, that's perfect timing. Why don't we form a contest? This was back in 2018. And, of course, I can't remember. I have to go back to the show and remember how I did it. But I remember, it was based on retweets on Twitter is how it was done. And, the 25th person to retweet would get would win one of the prizes. I think that's how I did it. Of course, that was really tough to keep up with.
Yeah. yeah, no doubt. Well, very good. Well, sad to hear this news, but I'm happy to share the music and become a fan of his work. So.
Yes.
So
Stand Up is probably my favorite song by Ravenscroft. I mean, that's when they just busted out of the scene with this new aggressive sound after Cosmic Plan.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, very good. All right, Billy, anything to add or?
Nope, I got to get back to work, but thank you very much for doing this.
Oh, I gotcha. Absolutely. Anytime. All right, Billy, thank you so much, my friend. Happy New Year.
You bet. Happy New Year.
All right, bye-bye. All right, that was our friend Billy Painter, also known as Bad Billy from Outlaw Radio. And I know our friend Easy G wants to Skype in. He told me 4:30, but he's getting all antsy in the Facebook live chat. But I did put up Skype, so we're ready for you there, Easy. He's very
Patience
eager.
is a virtue.
He's an eager beaver, that Easy G. But yes.
That's one way of putting it.
603-250-6007 is the number if you'd like to join us today on the program, 603-250-6007. We are live. It is our first show of 2023 of this program. The morning show also was back this morning, so Happy New Year to the morning show with Peter White and everyone there.
Yes. They had a nice show this morning. They were discussing more death pools. I need to get in on it.
Oh.
Yep. I have to put my picks in.
And I think Eric is on the line, Easy G.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, what's up, Eric?
Yeah, I'm trying to do the thing because I figured if we get Katie Thomas and we
can't hear you. You're cutting in and out.
Yo, Easy.
Yeah.
You're cutting in and out, Eric.
Nope, can't hear you.
Hello? Did we lose him already? Can't hear you, Eric. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that
sounds like he's in the mountains.
That is a failed experiment.
Yes.
Easy, if you'd like to call in, you can, or anyone for that matter. 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connerton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. And even though that didn't go particularly well, I do have to do it.
Boy, you should have known by now. Easy dope.
Just, it's been,
I guess
it's been a week and a half without
You're going to be
getting,
pressing buttons
getting
all
that,
day, aren't you?
that opportunity. So there you go.
It's going to be a button hitting week.
603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. And Easy's asking in the chat, did not work, rather me call in? Yeah, you can call in, but Skype, we could not hear you consistently. It sounded...
mountainous.
Yeah. It sounded like you were in a place with poor cell phone service.
It sounded like a Verizon commercial.
Oh.
Can you hear me now? Remember?
I do. There he is. Hey, Easy.
Hey, I haven't tried that Skype in a long time. Plus, my phone's kind of falling apart. So maybe when I get a new phone, the Skype will work. What do you think?
Or maybe you should tape your phone back together. You know, you can use duct tape for almost anything. Yeah.
Well, I haven't done Skyping in a long time. I'm kind of rusty. Well, Happy New Year, by the way.
Oh, Happy New Year to you, Easy G.
Yeah, I miss those repeats. I mean, not really. Well, they were horrible. Nothing against you, Matt, but live shows are so much better.
What do you mean? Wow, back it up here, Bucko.
But hear about MC Hammer one more time, I'm going to throw my phone out the window.
Seriously, dude, you are awful.
No,
I love live shows. Live shows are the best.
Well, I agree with that. We'd always
That's
rather
not
be.
what he said.
We'd rather be live, but
Oh,
yes,
those repeats. Oh, I
we
hate
do.
them.
Well, they're not repeats.
But anyways,
they're best
I
ofs.
remember Katie Dobbins wants to, she's planning on having some new music, so I'll have to see what's going on with that. I emailed her
sound like
today
you're
saying what's
hesitant.
going on with the shows. I don't see anything out there, so maybe she has nothing planned.
Does that mean you don't believe
But
it?
April Cushman has new music coming out. I call April Cushy. So I'll talk about that next
I
Thursday.
think that's wrong.
That's good for her, and Amanda's doing her thing, obviously.
Uh-huh.
I think she's going to be in New York soon or something. I don't know. She's playing in Nashville tonight, but I don't think anybody cares. I'm just listening to the station tonight. But
Wow. Dang, you
no,
are
but they
full
don't.
of
They don't want me to listen to
fire
Amanda's shows.
today.
Unless he's in around New Hampshire, then it's different.
You're mean.
Why?
You're being mean easy today.
We have listeners from all over the place.
I know
online.
Angela Philbrick's brother went to Nashville, remember? To see
Yes.
Amanda McCarthy?
I've been in the vicinity.
Yes.
Remember that story last year?
I do.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a lucky rat. I was telling her on Facebook today on Messenger. I said the whole year went by last year and I didn't see you. I said that we gotta change that this year. I keep saying last year. Huh?
Right.
The whole year without Amanda McCarthy is a pretty sad year in my book.
Wow. Well,
Gee.
I'm sure she feels the
Well,
same.
she almost came to the nursing home, but we had some problems here. We'll leave it at that. So
You had
I had
problems.
to cancel. She
Let's-
was ready to come over. So
let's-
she was in Hudson a couple weeks ago.
Let's get the dirt. What went down at the nursing home? I know. You know
Well,
what? You know what? Before you even
Scandal.
say it, I know it. Bruce has something to do with this, doesn't he? I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
he probably does.
I've never
But
trusted this Bruce guy.
I Facebooked Jenny earlier, so I didn't want to go there. But
Don't
problems.
drag
You
me
can just
into
use your
your Bruce
imagination what kind
business.
of problems we're
I
having
don't
here
wanna
in
be
the
on
nursing
his
home.
bad
So.
side.
You know,
Same old problems people have had for years in the state of New Hampshire, unfortunately.
You know, I was thinking the other day. Eric, about it would be a shame if Bruce were to have some sort of accident.
Seriously, you're not
Yeah.
helping.
No, I'm saying it would
You're
be a shame.
awful.
I'm saying it would be a shame. I don't want anything to happen to Bruce. That's all.
Yeah.
It sure would be a shame.
So anyways,
You're gonna sleep
yeah.
in a
So
doghouse.
next week on Thursday there, God willing, I'll call up and figure out my mini entertainment report. And I'm gonna do a little bit of weather too. I was so mad that you closed your show on Thursday. I know I emailed your significant other. Facebooked her. And I said, triple damn, I couldn't talk about all that bad weather on Thursday. It was 5
There
hertz
was
alert
no,
out,
hey,
it was
how you
rain,
doing?
there was
Is everything
snow,
okay?
there was sleet. Oh.
Yeah, no, there was none of that.
Wind.
None of that.
Well, there was weather.
It was what the heck?
So I'm
I'm
going to do a little
mad.
weather report on when I do my mini entertainment reports. Something to do, mix
I
it up
think
for the
Easy
new
needs
year.
to go back to bed and get up on the other side.
Because Matty Juno's doing a traffic now on the Peter White Morning Show this morning.
He's doing a chopping?
What
yeah, traffic report. When Peter pressed that button at the end, all the cars crash.
You mean shopping? Like buying things?
Matty Juno's doing a little weather, a little traffic report. You know how that went well for the last guy that was in there.
You talking about traffic?
Traffic's fine.
Yeah, he's doing a little traffic report. Yeah, I'm not joking. He did it today.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're the morning show.
But I don't know if
They
he'll
care
continue to
about
do it. Who
traffic
knows?
In the morning.
Well, Easy
Might have been
G.
a one-day thing.
Easy
You
G.
never know. Well,
If you would like to be our afternoon traffic
Stop
correspondent,
it. Don't encourage.
No, we have. There's.
We don't know.
Well, weather is
we
so
need
much
no
easier.
traffic.
There's room in the helicopter.
fine.
We'll send him up in the copter.
Traffic's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
We're gonna send you up. Yeah. I wish I had that sound. I don't have it
It's
anymore.
in there somewhere.
So maybe I can't Skype, but we get Katie to call in the next month or two. We'll just have her call in, and maybe I call in after. And we'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about it.
Maybe she could do the weather, and you can do the traffic.
But then who's doing
Yeah,
entertainment?
I want her to talk about her singing career. It's doing very well. So.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So yeah, she's doing all the work, and I just talk about her on the radio. I have her on. I don't do anything. Just talk about her. She does all the work.
Oh, I assumed that she owed all of her success to you.
Well, I don't know
Don't we
about that,
all?
but it's saying she's finally doing some live shows. So why not love that? You know, she hasn't done it for years.
Mm-hmm. Years and years.
Of course, Amanda's going out to killing it. April
Whoa.
Cushing's killing it.
They've been
She's got
killing?
new songs coming
No
out.
killing,
She's playing
no
the Palace
violence.
Theater. She's going to play at the
I don't approve of killing.
Concord Theater. She's all over the place.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Because she works hard. That's why. She works hard. She's a great singer, and she gets everything that's coming to her because she works hard.
She works hard for the money.
So
I don't do
hard
anything
for
with
it, honey.
promote her on the radio. She does all the work. I don't do nothing.
Right.
You don't do nothing?
That's what Bruce tells me.
Oh.
He
You know what I'm saying? I just promote on the radio for a few minutes. Haven't done anything for weeks, but she's still out there killing it. So, hey, good for her.
He talks behind your back. Jenny and I talked to Bruce recently.
Don't
and
you drag me into
Oh,
this.
remember those terrible things he said about EZG?
Oh, boy.
Stop it. I know nothing.
I would,
nothing. I tell
boy.
you, I know nothing.
You just you got to watch that guy.
Well, on a serious note, though,
Oh.
my father's not feeling the best, so I could
Oh.
use some prayers. My father got cellulitis for the fourth time. Oh,
Now I'm
Can't get rid of it.
Coming.
Now I'm not sure, Jenny. I'm sure you can explain it. What is cellulitis
It's
exactly?
like an infection
Okay.
in your skin.
Okay.
yeah, you don't want it. I've
you
had it
ever
like
seen-
5
okay,
times, Matt.
so
You don't want it.
You've probably
Horrible.
seen pictures of people that have like their skin super, super red.
Yeah.
That's usually cellulitis.
Okay.
And it can spread and it's infectious and it's bad and it's really not a good thing at all.
It can kill you.
Yeah. Untreated,
Oh, wow.
absolutely.
No joke.
Oh, no, it's not
I'm
a
not
joke.
trying to
Not
be
at all. Not at all.
scared here, but it can go to your heart, and you got to take medicine 4 times a day, and you got to
Jeez.
rest your feet, got to elevate your feet over your heart. I told my father that today, so you got to rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I hope he
mean,
does. I don't know if he
yeah.
keeps getting it, if he's not following the rules. I can only tell him on the phone. You know, he's an 80-year-old guy. He's stubborn.
He's 80.
But bottom
Wow.
line, he needs some prayers. And my mother's not feeling well either, so
Yeah.
kind of a rotten way to start the year. But my mother needs prayers too, so
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry about that, Easy.
prayers can't hurt at this point. What else can I do? You know, I can't do nothing. I'm in the nursing home.
Just you're okay. Just you gotta have positive vibes. Gonna all get.
Oh yeah, definitely.
we're
That's why I
gonna
want to get out
power
there on the
through.
radio today. Positive vibes for my mother and my father. 'cause
There you
they're
go.
old now. They're getting up there in age.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, 80's not
80's
young.
My
not
mother's
that
79.
old.
You know, she's ill. You
How
know,
old's Biden?
Well, Biden's
I hate it, by the way. I don't like it.
Biden's
Nobody
80.
likes bad news beginning of
Yeah.
the year.
That's true. Nobody likes
But yeah,
bad
pray
news
for him.
anytime.
I'll announce it on the radio. I
Okay.
do what I can. That's all I can do.
That's all you can do.
You should.
So on
you
that
should-
note, I'll leave you guys going. And like I said, my mother and
Going.
father could use prayers right now. They're not feeling the best. So.
Yes.
I think
We'll leave
you
it on
should
that
sit
side,
back
and we'll
down
talk
and
to
get
you
back up.
later. Bye-bye.
All right, Eric. Bye-bye. All right. Wow.
Sit back down.
known by now. Easy does.
Well,
There
that
was
was
no Easy Does It today.
that was our friend
Whoa.
EZG. He sounds good though. He sounds lucid.
Good. He was full of, you know what, and vinegar.
No, but sometimes
Can I
he's
say the P word?
shouldn't. Sometimes though he mumbles, but today he was actually pretty clear.
No, because he was full of angst and
Yes.
and anger. And he's very upset with you. He doesn't like those bests of.
well,
They
that's
stink.
true.
He don't like
well,
'em.
he prefers a live show.
You don't like no best of. If he has to hear
And
anything more about MC Hammer,
I think.
oh boy,
I think the MC Hammer saga probably does cause some angst because he's concerned for my safety. And look, it could
Can
still
we not
happen.
start that again?
For all I know, MC Hammer could show up here any minute, and and he might not come alone. So
You're not
I
helping.
have to. I do have to be careful. I'm glad that door locks at 5 p.m. 603-250-6007 is the number if you'd like to join us today. 603-250-6007. We should say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat, and then we'll get into some stuff. Melanie La Liberty, our friend from the great state of Vermont, joins us and says, "Hey guys, hello." As well as Jason Fedderson says, "Good afternoon, everyone. Hello." Eric Pilcher, we mentioned, is in the he's in the chat room, as well as we spoke with him a little bit ago. And yes, EZG in the chat says, "Happy days are here again. Welcome back, Matt. Repeat shows are playing awful."
See, he's throwing a lot of that
Well,
hate around today, boy.
That's not hate.
Boy, he don't like a lot of things today.
I think some of
he's
it-
gonna make sure you know about it.
I think some of it is his bottled up resentment toward Bruce, and it gets redirected the
You
wrong way.
started the trouble with Bruce. That's the problem. It's
Bi-
all your fault.
Billy Painter from Outlaw Radio we spoke to. He's also in the Facebook live chat. Chris Rose from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts joins us. Jenny, I see you're in there, and you say shalom peeps.
I'm present.
Stephen Light, also known as DJ Steve, joins us and says, "Hi, Matt and Jenny. Great to have you back." Of course, DJ Steve was on the morning show this morning. I think he's usually on Fridays as well. And of course, he joins us on Friday nights for Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. live every Friday from 8 to 11 p.m. right here on WMNH.
Are you live on Friday? Are you going to do it live on Friday?
Yes.
Ooh, you're live on Friday. See, easy. No repeat. Live.
Right. That's right.
Be
I
nice.
think he's asleep by the time Retro Spectrum is on.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Let's see.
I just want him to go back to bed and get back up again so he can be in a happy mood. He's not very happy right now. No.
Gonzo is in the chat room, as we mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm. See? Afterthought.
Melanie was asking, how come Eric doesn't ever review dirty movies? The plots are riveting. I think that would be frowned upon in this establishment. Now, we could do that on Matt Connerton Unsheathed, of course, which is a completely different show that does not air on WMNH, and that is strictly behind a paywall. And I'm legally prohibited from telling you how to find it. But as EJ Midas once said, if you can't find it, you can't afford it. Nancy Clayton joins us and says, Happy New Year, friends. Hello, Nancy. Let's see. Alex Whiteley, our friend from the UK, says in all caps, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Alex. Let's see. Alex Whiteley says, referring to our conversation earlier with Eric Pilcher or Pincher of, we're talking about Metallica. Alex says, I love all Metallica, even the newer stuff. I Disappear is one of my faves, and Saint Anger is a song I used to psych myself up when I need a boost. I hate to be on a bandwagon. I know it's kind of the majority opinion, but I generally agree with the lack of enthusiasm that a lot of folks have for the Saint Anger album. I don't like the way the snare sounds, and it really bothers me. But I think the songs are good. Eric Pilcher says, I do not think they have made a bad album. My favorite band of all time. Next week, I will be reviewing... Oh, yes, we talked about this. Next week, I will be reviewing Some Kind of Monster, and it will be a 2-part review. I am looking forward to that. So Metallica, not my favorite band, but I
saw them.
But I respect them enormously, of course. And I've actually watched Some Kind of Monster twice. I will say this. If you like... rock documentaries. Have you ever seen it?
No, I've never seen it.
It's really good. They really let you in, and it's in the aftermath of Jason Newsted leaving the band, and they're doing this, the remaining members of the band, they're trying to find their way forward while they record this album and while they're auditioning bass players, but they're also doing this group therapy thing because James Hetfield was going through rehab at the time, and it's very good. And even if you're only, a minor fan of the band, even if they're not in your, I don't know if they'd even be in my top 10, to be honest. Probably top 20, maybe not my top 10. But it's a fascinating watch. I highly recommend it, even if you only like Metallica a little bit. If you don't like them at all, you might not be into it. But let's see. Jason Fedderson asks, has Shannon called in yet? Not yet. No. Let's see. Just want to make sure. Oh, Mike Pelopita joins us in the chat. Mike, of course, from Queen City Cabinetry in the historic Sunbeam Mall. Of course, you can bring your kitchen to life at Queen City Cabinetry. And of course, the Sunbeam Mall, named for the vaunted General Sunbeam, of course. That is why it is historic. And you can go there. If you go there in the basement, of course, the remains of, in the basement of the Sunbeam Mall is buried the remains of General Sunbeam. Although I did have a kind of an epiphany earlier. It occurred to me because, I'd like to wish the spirit of General Sunbeam a Happy New Year. And I thought, but I'm not going to have time to get over there to the Sunbeam Mall. And then I realized I don't have to go there to communicate with General Sunbeam because the spirit of General Sunbeam is not necessarily at the Sunbeam Mall. You know where it is?
No.
It's inside all of us.
Oh, God.
And it's in my heart.
Where do you get this?
The spirit of General Sunbeam.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Maybe that's why I wasn't feeling well. The heartburn. That might have been the spirit of General Sunbeam.
Oh, God.
All that bread from that sandwich.
Hey!
Well, you would think General Sunbeam would approve.
It was nothing. Well, no, he wouldn't, because mine's challah bread, homemade.
Oh, that's true, yes.
There's no Sunbeam in my house.
General Sunbeam was Roman Catholic.
Well, yeah, there you go.
So, yeah, okay. All right.
Truth comes out.
But, yes, Mike says, Happy New Year, everyone. Let's see. Mike says, love knows no distance. That's right. And we love General Sunbeam.
Jeez.
Let's see. Scott Robinson joins us in the Facebook live chat and says the local nursing home Scuttlebutt has a sex scandal going on there. Well, all I know is what Bruce told us, but I'm not going to repeat that on this program. Maybe on the other program. But we heard some very disconcerting things.
I think talking to Bruce is traitorous.
Yeah, probably. I feel guilty about it, but in the moment, we just learned so much. We learned so much. Isaac Banks, our friend from Greensboro, North Carolina, of course, says, hello, Matt Connerton and Jenny Coffee. Good afternoon and Happy New Year. I will be work at Outback Steakhouse. I will say is R.I.P. Barbara Walters. Yes, we did lose Barbara Walters over the break.
Amazing woman. Remarkable woman.
Groundbreaking journalist, credited with, of course...
Ceiling-breaking journalist.
Yes. Credited with really opening up opportunities for women in journalism.
Absolutely.
Also, Pope, he's the
Benedict?
Pope Emeritus. Benedict, thank you.
How come I know and you don't?
I know, I almost said Francis, but no,
Weird.
Francis is still with us. No, Pope Benedict also passing away. Pope Emeritus, he had one of the rare instances where he had resigned from his official duties because of illness, and he did pass away also.
Part of how I was reading up on the guy. It's actually really kind of interesting to hear his story. He was raised in Nazi Germany. He was in the Nazi youth.
Yeah.
He was part of the Nazi military for a time there. Well, not because he had a choice. But when the war was over, he actually converted to Catholicism and decided to become, if I'm remembering his tale correctly, and someone will correct me if I'm wrong, and he very much didn't shied away from anything that was power. He believed in the papacy being a place to do things for the people, not a place of power. And when he felt that he couldn't do the job correctly anymore because of his illness, he felt the right thing to do was to step aside so the work could continue to be done, not to hold on to it as some kind of a thing of power. It was really kind of neat to read up on the guy.
Our friend Ron is on the line. Hi, Ron.
Yeah, Happy New Year to the both of you. I don't mean to interrupt in any way, but I heard, and I know about the Pope, and I wonder if Father Guido's out there listening, if he wants to call in and if he's got any comment on it.
Father Guido is also dead, unless you're referring to Father Bruno. Father Bruno,
that's right, Father Bruno.
We haven't heard from Father Bruno in probably 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Unless you count one of the best of episodes that EZG doesn't like.
Yes.
There is a best of Father Bruno episode. And Father Bruno had a very big problem with Peter White. Their interactions are fascinating. But I miss Father Bruno very much, actually.
No kidding. I didn't know he had an interaction with Peter White.
Oh, yes. Father Bruno, not a fan of Peter White. He called him a heretic, and he called him, I think, a direct descendant of Satan. I don't know if he meant those things literally, but I'll tell you, not a fan of Peter White.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Yikes.
yeah. But and Peter was nothing but nice to Father Bruno, but Father Bruno was not having it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, I just kind of reiterate some early morning news. Do you hear that, if you listen to the show today, that, oh my God, I always get nervous and I forget. The guy that's Rob, he's getting married. Rob and...
Oh, yes. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes. Congratulations to Rob Dion.
Thank you. Back on that.
And Keith, I believe, is his partner's name. Is that correct? Keith?
That is correct, yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Did you see this, Jenny?
I did not.
Rob and Keith are engaged.
Ooh.
So,
do they need a JP?
Oh, yeah. Jenny marries people.
I love doing that.
She's a JP.
Yeah. That's so awesome.
And Katie, too, it's old news now, but she's getting married too soon.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Katie from the morning show. She's also getting married, yes.
Wedding bells are in the air around the WMNH.
And of course, as Jenny and I recently revealed, we've been married for 20 years, and we have 5 beautiful children. Of course, we don't speak of them on the air ever, but there's reasons for that.
Yeah.
We're Catholic. That's why we have 5 kids.
Yes. We have to give. We haven't figured out which one to give up to the church yet, though.
Well, we had 6, but inflation made it hard to. You gotta,
Yeah, we just tossed that one.
costs
It's
money
real
to-
easy.
Well, we didn't. No, that's not fair. We didn't.
Sure, it's easy. You just
We didn't
toss it aside.
We didn't toss
Somebody
him.
else will take care of it.
No, we didn't toss him.
What do we
just,
care?
We just left him on somebody's doorstep. That's
yeah,
all.
that's
but,
all. Just say to some stranger's family.
Well, he's
He'll beat him into shape.
He's 15 years old. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, there they go.
Yeah.
Hey, I went over to the Vietnamese store the last couple of days, and wow, that encampment thing is huge. It's up and down the street on one side and the other. That Saigon Market.
Oh, okay. The homeless encampment.
Yeah. What did I call it?
No, I was just clarifying. You said encampment. I was just clarifying that's what you were referring
Yeah,
to.
the homeless was like, yikes. And while I was there, somebody got stabbed, I guess. The police were there and had everything all reamed off.
Oh, my God.
Cornered off. And I was like, that's
Wow.
a scary place.
Yeah. You got to be careful. Yeah, that's terrible.
Now imagine
Yeah,
being
for sure,
somebody
for sure,
homeless
sure.
who's trying
Hey,
to
listen, I'll
live
let you go in
and
a
survive
second,
there.
but I went in there and I bought a bunch of stuff. And I had these things called, believe it or not, it's not nerdy, they're actually called cockles. Did you ever hear those?
Is it candy?
Cockles?
No.
What is it?
You know, like the Shell gas station, you see that shell? Well, these are like those shells. They're little itty bitty, and they got like a clam or something in it, or an oyster or something.
This sounds familiar to me, but only vaguely.
Quahog?
No, cockles.
Cockles.
No, it was called cockles.
Well, it's like that expression, that warms the cockles of my heart.
I haven't heard that expression, but I actually I bought a whole bunch of stuff. I bought some octopus. I cooked that all up. It was yum, yum, yum. And so, it was an experience. I'm looking forward to going back one of these days and getting some more stuff.
Yes. Well, very good.
Well, listen, you guys. So I hope you have a wonderful night, and I'm listening to whatever you got going on.
All right, Ron. Thank you so much for the call, my friend. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, that's our friend Ron, and that does open up a line for you, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. By the way, Mike from Queen City Cabinetry does say, Matt, I will light a candle by the headstone before I close up tonight, of course, for General Sunbeam.
Encourage him.
Well, he won the war. I mean, we should honor him.
Stop it.
Can you imagine what would happen? I mean, we'd all be speaking Italian right now or something without General Sunbeam.
Ew.
Yeah. It's true. I like Italian food, but I don't think I can learn another language. I'm not one of those multilingual. I can't even say
multilingual.
I can't even speak English.
You're creating your own words.
I'm not one of those multilingual people. I tried to learn Spanish and I failed miserably. Although I did enjoy being called Mateo. That was kind of fun.
Want me to start calling you Mateo?
Let's see. You can if you want.
No, I don't think so. It sounds too weird for me. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm too used to the other way. Mateo.
Okay, Mike says a cockle.
Potato.
A cockle is an edible marine bivalve mollusk. I say I don't eat seafood, so I'm not familiar.
I seafood. You seafood, you eat it.
Although many small edible bivalves are loosely called cockles, true cockles are species in the family I don't even know how to say this. Cardidae. See, I don't know anything about that. I don't like seafood.
I'm leaving you hanging there on your own.
Yeah. I think I know what turned me. I could actually eat seafood a little bit when I was a kid, but I think I had some haddock once that was like gross, and I think it just turned me off to seafood forever. Plus, the thing with the lobsters, like I remember, and my dad will remember this, of course, if he's listening. I remember the family, my stepmother's family would come out from New York State. Usually we would go to visit them. But every once in a while, like maybe once a summer, they would come out to visit us, and we would go to Maine, and we would get lobsters and bring them back. And it freaked me out, like watching, because they were alive, and then watching the lobsters like put into the boiling water. What?
Head first.
Yeah, it was. It freaked me out, and then I would have nightmares after. I never partook in the lobster, and then I would have these nightmares. I remember I had this nightmare where like this lobster appears. It was so real. It was almost like it was actually happening. Like this lobster appears in my room, and it's hovering over my head, and it's like, Matthew, why did you let them boil?
Oh my God!
Why did you let them boil me? And it was very frightening. And so
lobster's delicious. I haven't had lobster in a long time.
I shan't be participating in any eating of seafood, cockles, lobsters, or otherwise.
There was an occasion when I was in, must have been late 20s, early 30s, going out for dinner for my birthday, and I got twin lobsters, and they came over, and I didn't even, for whatever reason, it didn't really dawn on me. They come over to the table with these lobsters, and I start, cracking them to eat them. And my poor kid looks at me and goes, Mom's eating bugs!
Yeah.
Just lost it. Oh yeah, nice lobster. Dip it in some nice melted butter.
Yeah, it's very frightening, I think.
See, it doesn't bother me that you don't eat it, because then when we go to places and there's like shrimp cocktail about, I get to eat more of it because you're not.
Yeah,
I can. Oh, I love shrimp.
You're welcome to it.
Lobster and haddock. Oh my, yes.
You are welcome to it.
Fish is good for you. Very good for you.
It is.
The closest you get to eating fish is tuna fish.
Yeah, that I can do.
I don't know if does that count really.
I don't think
it kind of counts.
I
think it does count. It's a fish. And it can.
Well, we are approaching the top of the hour. Let's do this. Actually, we'll grab this call. I think this is Ron calling back. Hi, Ron.
Hey, I sort of wonder. Jenny was saying that fish is good for you. I got about 3 or 4 different things here that I purchased, and it's got warning labels talking about the mercury that's in it, and if you're pregnant, this, and if you're that. And so, the stuff that I bought came with warning labels. I'm saying, holy cow!
There's truth in that. There's absolute truth in that.
Yeah.
There is mercury in some fish, and if you overindulge in something, it could be, or it could not be good for you. But you overindulge in any one food, and it's not going to be good for you.
Try to stay away from the bottom dwellers.
Yeah, and that's hard to do if you're wanting to eat lobster, or you want to eat shrimp. You know what I mean? So it's I guess it's buyer beware in your own, but it's a risk benefit reward thing, right? So I believe.
Jenny, have you ever had mahi-mahi?
No, but I do love to eat. I've never had that. No, I actually
very, very, very good. They have it at Hannaford's, and that's not a bottom dweller. It eats on like seaweed.
Have to check
when
that
they
one out.
gather all together. But it's a great fish.
Fish in general is really good for your body. It just is. There's a lot of good omegas in there, and all kinds of lovely nutrients that our bodies enjoy. Having healthy portions of fish in your diet is perfectly healthy. It's overindulging that there's risk factors.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's like anything else.
Shame we poisoned our waters. We can't even eat healthy fish anymore.
See, now I'm with you there, because when you think about some of the things that have happened, like Chernobyl, and you think of Alaskan coastline being exposed to that. I know I had a friend in Hawaii that was talking about some of the strange stuff they've seen on fish. We had a nuclear accident on the Western Seaboard, and it has affected fish. It has affected crabs. I think now there's a thing going on in
Fukushima did, right?
Fukushima as well.
Got to be careful how I say that on the air, but yeah.
As well, yes.
Yes.
But Chernobyl's on that side as well. You think about, people don't necessarily realize how close the Russian coastline is to Alaska.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty close.
Yeah.
So when Chernobyl happened and those winds stopped blowing, they came right all over.
Sarah Palin can see it.
And it's been going on for so long with the Bikini Islands and all the underwater testing. It's like, holy cow.
You know what?
Everything man touches, somehow we ruin.
Honestly, yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what I was just about to say. Mankind has destroyed this planet in so many ways that I'm personally convinced there is nothing I can eat, drink, ingest, or what have you that doesn't have something in it that's not necessarily good for me, because it's in my air, it's in my water, it's in our land, and we do more to damage, even though we know we shouldn't. We're still doing more damage, and we're still not reversing the damage we've already done. And I really worry that this planet is not long for the universe, because we're destroying it.
Now, the planet, it's like that George Carlin joke. The planet will be fine. The planet's not going anywhere. We are.
Yeah.
when he says it, it's funny, but
yeah, but see, I'm not convinced of that one either. I feel like we're either going to destroy it by everything that we're doing to destroy it, or we're going to blow it up. Somebody's going to blow something up.
All right, Ron, thank you.
Half the planet goes away. It's like a cartoon, and it's just this limping orb of something starting over with some new single organism that decides to just come out of the primordial ooze.
Well, that's what I mean. The planet's, like George Carlin said, the planet's not going anywhere. We are. The planet will still be here. The planet doesn't need us.
Unless we blow it up. If we blow it up, it's goodbye byes.
Well, no, but the planet will still be here.
You don't, not if we blow it up.
Well, I thought by blow it up
boom?
you mean
There's
like
supposed to be an earth shattering kaboom, just like Marvin the Martian. You'll blow it up and half of it will be gone.
Yeah.
Just shoop.
Scott Robinson said in the chat, way back when lobster was considered peasant food, there was so many of them in the water that they only gave them to poor people. I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
Scott also said, I think that Matt and I can both agree that you can never overindulge on pizza. Yes, well, that is my...
Especially pepperoni and pineapple.
No.
Oh, yes.
How dare you?
Love it.
How dare you?
Oh, yeah. Extra cheese. Oh, yeah.
All right, well...
Juicy pineapple mixing with those pepperoni juices.
Really upsetting.
I love it.
I'd almost rather eat lobster. Okay. Let's take a break. We're going to play another track from Cult of the Damned. This is from the band Ravenscroft. And our friend Billy Painter from Outlaw Radio alerted us that the lead singer, Ralph Busso, of Ravenscroft had passed away. Really good band. I'm just learning of them for the first time, but I really like their sound. This band from California. So we're going to play another one of their tracks. And this guy had a cool voice. So it's very unfortunate that he passed away at a young age. But we'll give this a listen. Then we'll show some love to our amazing sponsors. And then we'll be back with hour number 2, Numero Dos of Matt Connerton Unleashed. Don't go away. There's plenty more to come. And here it is. This is Ravenscroft, Cult of the Damned.
And behold, when he had opened the thick seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth, and the moon became as blood, 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 blood.
kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Everybody, welcome back. We are well in hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester, and hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, brand new merch, etc., etc. And today is Monday, January 2nd, 2023. And Jenny is here as well at the news desk.
I am present.
And of course, it is our first Matt Connerton Unleashed of the new year. So Happy New Year, everybody. And before we're going to get into some news in a moment, but we've been kind of getting caught up with everybody today. But Jenny, you had something you wanted to address too about a friend of ours that we lost.
Yeah. So for longtime listeners, you may remember Mr. Ambrose Kirkland. Ambrose was a force of nature. He was the first male breast cancer patient I ever met. And after working in medicine for 20 years, I felt ignorant to not realize that men got it too. Ambrose had mastectomies. He went through a lot. And unfortunately, cancer came back and took him from us over the weekend. But his entire life became dedicated to standing up and speaking for people, to talk about patients, to spread awareness about male breast cancer, to try and save lives. Because all too often, men, when they're diagnosed with breast cancer, it's late. It's stage 3, it's stage 4. They're terminal. They don't get a lot of chances to get healed, to get treatment. And Ambrose did. He got all kinds of treatment. He beat all the odds, and he stayed with us. But he also used to do a show he called the Ambrose Kirkland Show. And you can even go on Facebook and just search AMBROSE, Ambrose, and you'll come up with the Ambrose Show. And he talked openly about being a male breast cancer patient, being what it was like for him, what he's gone through, what he felt, what it was like to find cancer as a man. And unfortunately, his voice has been silenced but it's still there for us. And if we listen to his show and we replay it and we talk about him and we keep sharing his story and we keep raising awareness, every man's life that we can save by talking about Ambrose is exactly the way that we can honor his memory and make sure that every time we talk about Ambrose, it's a blessing. So if you haven't heard of him, look him up, Ambrose Kirkland. He's so worth your time. Check out his show. And please, if you're hearing the sound of my voice, please, please, please do not think that you are exempt from this. 1 out of every 100 breast cancers found is a man. Check your pecs, guys. Keep an eye on yourself. Teach your boys to keep an eye on themselves. Go over this with your doctors. Demand that your doctors talk to you about it, because medicine doesn't talk about men getting breast cancer enough. And until we do, we're going to lose more of our men. So let's help protect each other. Let's honor Ambrose's memory, and let's keep raising awareness and stop men from dying from breast cancer. And thank you.
Yeah, Peter Criss, the original drummer for Kiss, he's a male breast cancer survivor, and he's gone, and he does events and advocates for awareness, because like you said, most men, when they find out they have it, it's too late, because men don't expect to get it.
Right, and they don't check themselves, and you think, I don't have breasts, but you do. Men have breast tissue. What men don't have are milk glands, but they have breast tissue, just like women. And it can be dense, and it can have all kinds of things go on in it. And if you don't pay attention, you don't realize it. If you get pains, sometimes men will see an inversion in the nipple. It kind of looks like it's going back inside of you almost, or there's a strange discoloration, or something just feels off. You got to go to the doctors and get checked out. I'm ashamed that our medical community doesn't do more. When I walk into a mastectomy a clinic to get scanned for myself as a breast cancer survivor, everything's pink and purple. And I never thought about it until I met Ambrose, that they get brought in there too. I asked once, what do you do if there's a man? Oh, we bring him through a different door. So he's brought in through the back door and snuck into the women's only section. We shouldn't do that to them. We shouldn't do that to them. In modern age, in modern medicine, we should be talking about men getting breast cancer just as much as we do prostate cancer, because we can save lives by doing that. Are you a mom? Talk to your son. Have you talked to your son? Have you taught your son how to check himself? How to check his breast? Because we need to have those conversations, or we'll lose more people. Ambrose did everything within his power to try and speak out. He flew anywhere somebody wanted him to speak. He'd go on anybody's show. He'd scream from the highest mountain ever if it meant that one guy would hear him and one life would get saved. So in talking about this today, Ambrose means the world to me. He always has. And I'll tell you, that man, you hear people say they want to do things. This man did things. Mm-hmm. This man wanted to have a show, and he didn't know anything about radio, anything about hosting a show, anything about sound quality, nothing. When he first started, it was horrible. And he kept plugging away, and he listened to every single thing that, Matt, you tried to teach him. Mm-hmm. He listened, and he'd replay it. He'd watch videos. He did everything. He learned every single thing till he had a successful show. He did that. He got to the point where he could produce his own show and send it to you, and it would be perfect. He wouldn't have to do anything with it. He learned from the ground up and put every ounce of his being in there, and all of it in a hope of saving a life, of stopping somebody else from getting breast cancer, and somebody losing their dad or somebody losing their brother, that maybe if it had gotten found sooner, they could have had more time, or they could have, maybe beat the cancer. It's the men like Ambrose that are willing to stand up and learn and do that. Those are powerful men. I love them. Those are the bad butts. Can I say that whole word?
Yeah.
Oh, badasses. They're badasses. There's another, just in the vein of the conversation. There's a book called The Pink Unicorns of Breast Cancer, written by another male cancer survivor, Alan Herbert, who's in the Netherlands. He's actually stage 4 now. That book exists in the Concord Hospital Cancer Library. It's there if you ever want to read it. We put a couple of copies in their library to make sure that they would have them available. So if there was a man who came in with breast cancer, he'd have something to pull out of that library wall for himself. I've gone on a bit, and I thank you for indulging me for the time.
Of course.
But, please listen to me. Please take this seriously when I say it. Your men, your sons, your fathers, your grandfathers, everybody, be aware and be open and have that conversation. And this doesn't have to be a sneaky little conversation. Let's talk about it. Let's make it a normalized conversation to talk about men and their breast health and how we can teach them to stay healthy and save lives.
All right.
Thank you.
Very good. Yes. Crystal said, yep, she agrees. Our friend Crystal from the state of Illinois, who joins us in the Facebook live chat. Hello, Crystal. All right. Well, yes, very, very sad about the loss of Ambrose, but
work will live on as long as we continue it.
Absolutely. Well, it is our first show of the new year. If you'd like to join us on the program today, 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476, tweet me at Matt Connerton, or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. Melanie in the chat said bad butts. That's awesome.
Yeah, see, right?
We have, I think, somebody new in the chat room who I strongly suspect is from Greensboro, North Carolina. Art and Love says, hello, hashtag Matt and hashtag Jenny, we say to you. And we are a pop singing girl group in Art and Love, and he is awesome, we said. We say, Happy New Year to you both, hashtag Matt and hashtag Jenny. And we say, men has to fight this thing.
Oh, my.
So Art and Love also agrees.
Okay.
And Art and Love says, we had a good Christmas as well, hashtag Jenny. We said, we agree, he was a good man. Well, very good.
That's true.
Art,
he was.
Art and Love. Oh, and yes,
we are from
and Art and Love. Yes, verifying we are from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Oh,
how did I know the land of the hashtags, Greensboro? Anyway,
got any hashtags for what's going on in the house tomorrow?
Well, so I have something here. Oh, and where did it go? Here we go. I have an article here from usatoday.com. What happens if McCarthy can't get votes needed for speaker? Here's how the election works. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this today, and we had a very, very busy first hour, which I knew would happen, of course. It's our first show of the new year, and wonderful to hear from everybody and reconnect after the break and so forth. And of course, you can still chime in 603-250-6007. But this is what's happening right now. This is a big deal because this is the first time in 100 years, exactly, actually, it was 1923, the last time this happened, where there was a lot of doubt and uncertainty about who would become the next Speaker of the House. Of course, the U.S. House of Representatives will be in session tomorrow. Today is a federal holiday, of course, because this year New Year's Day fell on a Sunday. So today, January 2nd, is the official federal holiday. But government will be in session tomorrow, and as is the new term as it begins, of course, now the Republicans take over the House, and they need to elect a Speaker of the House. And
they have a very, very slim margin.
Well, they're having a hard time because Kevin McCarthy, who I have said all along, I think it's inevitable he will be the next Speaker. And you
say that, but I think there's a lot of room for doubt because I've been a part of the process locally in Concord.
Yeah.
In electing a speaker, and I've seen upset, and I've seen how things can go. But every single house of government in the United States it's a new biennium, it's a new start of a year, so everybody's going to vote for who their leadership's supposed to be, and it's usually pretty cut and dry. Whoever's majority, they have their anointed one, and that person gets to be the leader. But that's not what's happening.
Yeah, this is pretty remarkable. And this there's a little explainer here And then we'll get into a little bit of why this is happening. Although I'm somewhat baffled by it all, to be honest. But
I'm not. I'm having fun. This is exciting politics.
Oh yeah, no, it's fascinating to see and to see what plays out tomorrow.
You didn't think Trump was going to get elected either.
Really fascinating. That's
Look
true.
what happened.
That is true.
Yeah.
But so this is from USAtoday.com. This just went up actually while we were on the air, but it kind of explains what is going to be happening tomorrow. So when the 118th Congress convenes January 3rd, one of its first actions will be to elect the Speaker of the House. The Speaker has a powerful role in line behind the Vice President to succeed the President should the Commander-in-Chief become incapacitated. But the more prominent authority the Speaker wields is controlling the agenda and committee assignments that shape legislation in the lower chamber of Congress. With Republicans having regained the majority in November's midterm elections, House Minority Leader Representative Kevin McCarthy is in line to win the speakership after GOP lawmakers elected to keep him last month as head of the caucus. And by the way, that was, at that point, one would tend to, if this were a normal year, one would tend to assume that, okay, so he'll definitely, he'll have no problem having the votes to become speaker. It says here, but some Republicans have publicly stated they will not be supporting the California representative in his bid for speaker, jeopardizing his shot at the speaker's gavel since no Democrat is expected to support him. Because he needs, 218 votes, I think?
I believe so.
And he's, I think, 5 shy, or at least five who have said that
he can afford to
not
lose 4.
Okay.
He can afford to lose 4 Republicans. Anything more than that, and he's in trouble.
Yeah.
So besides the 5, you've got that group of 9 that came up today that are in doubt as well. It's greater than just that. There's a group of 9 that are also in the, I don't know if I'm going to vote for him column.
Yeah. So it says here, the Speaker of the House is the only political position in the House elected by all its members. Here's how the election
Which includes
works.
the Democrats now.
Right.
Everybody's going to vote on who the Speaker is.
Right.
So every vote counts.
Here's how the election works and what could happen if McCarthy does not reach the vote threshold needed for the speakership. Prior to the start of a new Congress, both parties hold a private meeting where they elect the party leadership for the next Congress. And by the way, we already know for the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi will not be continue. She's going to continue as representing California as
but she's not going to take a lead role in leadership. She's stepping back.
Right. That's going to be
next gen.
Crap, I forget his name now. I forget the name of the gentleman who's.
We just said it too.
I forget his name. It might mention it in this article. I know it's on the tip of my tongue. Maybe somebody in the chat room probably knows. This takes place before January 3rd, the official start of the new term, when all House members vote for the Speaker. A candidate only needs a majority of votes from their respective party to win the nomination in a private meeting for leadership. Even if a colleague votes against a candidate in the private caucus meeting, the party typically sticks together to back their nominee on the House floor in January, according to Matt Glassman, a senior fellow at Georgetown University. However, when the whole House votes, just a few votes in opposition to a candidate from their own party could cost them the speakership. Glassman said, quote, which creates a scenario where people could dissent. A very small faction could stop you from winning on the floor in your own party, unquote. The clerk of the House from the prior Congress gavels in the opening session and presides as Speaker until one is elected. The clerk first calls for a quorum to establish that enough members are present to conduct business and then proceeds immediately to the Speaker election. Before the swearing in of newly elected members, the clerk calls lawmakers in alphabetical order by last name who then announce their choice for Speaker. So we'll know, publicly, we'll know who votes yay or nay. It's not a private ballot. Not a secret ballot, rather. So the clerk calls the names in alphabetical order, and they announce their choice for Speaker by calling out the last name of the candidate. This differs from the usual electronic voting conducted in the House on legislation. Candidates for Speaker are nominated from the floor by members of their parties. There is always one Democratic nominee and one Republican, but the Speaker does not have to be a member of the majority party or even a member of Congress. Which is interesting because remember, we had
oh my God! You don't think
blanking on his name?
You don't think they try and scoop in Trump or something? Do you? They could. They could, in theory, they could.
Anything's possible, but that does
God.
seem unlikely. How many votes are needed to be chosen as speaker? The magic number is 218, kind of, it says here. A candidate requires votes from a majority of lawmakers who are voting to be elected speaker.
Who's voting? Who's present? Who's actually present and voting?
Yeah, it addresses that here. It says that means all 435 members are present and voting. The number of votes needed is 218. But lawmakers can decide to skip the vote or vote present, which reduces the vote threshold to win the speakership. Speakers Nancy Pelosi, Democrat of California, and John Boehner, Republican of Ohio, both won the speakership without reaching 218 votes. That's interesting. So this I didn't know. So there is a path if some of these Republicans, instead of voting against McCarthy, they decide to just vote present, which is basically abstaining.
Correct.
You know, I'm present, but I'm abstaining from voting. That reduces the threshold. So there is a
Which in
way.
theory opens up a win for a Democrat.
Yeah, that's really unlikely.
Well,
It's so unlikely. Marjorie Taylor Greene warned everybody about that, but
this is where Newt Gingrich wasn't wrong about chaos occurring. If they don't lockstep vote, that chaos could occur.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. So we don't know how it's going to happen. So let's say for argument that what do we got? 9, 10, 14 Republicans that are in question. What if the vast majority of them choose to vote present and don't vote for an alternative candidate or not, thereby Kevin McCarthy not getting those votes? If there's not, maybe there's a few that are absent, maybe that don't show up. Could happen on either side. It only takes one vote to win.
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, if all the Dems show up and all of them vote for somebody else,
yeah,
right? Or they all vote for just their candidate on the first round, right? And not enough vote on the Republican side, they could hand it to them. They could literally hand the speakership
I think that's
on
what,
a silver little platter over to the Democrats. And that changes everything as far as how, because the speaker, it's the power they wield. Like, your bill doesn't get a vote unless they decide to give it a vote,
right?
Which I think is horrible. I think it should be like we are here. Every bill gets a vote. Or maybe. I don't know.
You sure? That's some pretty nutty
It came
stuff
out of my mouth and I went, I'm not sure now.
And then you remembered you were in New Hampshire?
Yeah, I know. It's just a thing. Yeah. Well, we do it differently in New Hampshire. The votes are actually done in secret. You write your vote down for speaker and you put it in the ballot box. You check your vote, but it's not done. Nobody knows who voted for who, supposedly. So this is different in that you have to vote out front.
By the way, Isaac Banks in the chat room agrees with you. He says, Jenny Coffee, that's so true. Extraordinary.
What is Q telling them to do?
So it says here in the next Congress, all 434 members, one fewer than 435 because Virginia Representative Donald McEachin recently died, and a successor has yet to be chosen, can vote, all 434. If the results, for example, are 216 for McCarthy, 212 for a Democratic candidate, and 6 representatives vote for someone else, the 216 votes would not be the majority of 434 needed for the speakership. McCarthy would come up short. However,
got to go to round 2.
Yeah. Well, if those 6 representatives do not vote for someone else, they don't count toward the total votes needed. Okay. So it's like voting present, but this lowers the threshold to 428, meaning a 216 vote could secure the speakership for McCarthy. Glassman said this is often used as a tactic by speaker candidates who convince their colleagues to, in essence, abstain as a compromise between voting for another candidate and supporting their candidacy. Glassman said that's certainly a viable strategy.
You laughed at what I said, but I just on a whim I threw something. I actually queried what is Q saying about Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
But what came up was an article from December of 2021 by Matt Getz saying that he had spoken directly with former President Donald Trump about installing him as the House Speaker if Republicans won control.
Well,
that's from 2021.
Oh, that was out there. That rumor was out there, but there was actually it's come up a couple of times because it is feasible, but or it is possible. but technically.
It really stinks because in the grand scheme of things, the founders meant for the Speaker's office to be the place of neutrality that makes sure that every voice is heard. Every citizen's voice is heard through their elected representatives, Democrats, Republicans, right? But that's not what happens. That's not what it is now. It would be great if the Speaker's House operated on some type of autonomy in that way, because then it would be greater for the people.
Yeah.
But no, now it's party rule, and you know that if that's the party that wins, you know that none of your bills that have to do with anything you like is going to get a vote, because they're just going to toss it aside.
So here's where we get to the part about how things could play out tomorrow. If the first ballot fails, again, this is from USA Today. It's an explainer about this whole process. If the first ballot fails to provide a speaker, lawmakers will continue to vote until a candidate receives a majority. Members can vote for different candidates each ballot. It's not common that there is more than one ballot, but it has happened. And remember, this is a century event. It was literally 100 years ago the last time this happened, in 1923. So it says here, in 1923, it took multiple ballots, 9, over the course of 2 months to elect a speaker. On 3 occasions prior to the Civil War, a speaker was not elected on the first ballot. In one instance, it took 133 ballots over a period of 2 months. As a last resort, lawmakers can adopt a resolution that would elect a speaker by a plurality or by ranked choice voting instead of a simple majority. Glassman said McCarthy needs at least 213 votes because the 212 House Democrats are likely going to all back their party leader. Oh, Representative Hakeem Jeffries of New York. That was the name I couldn't remember earlier, who will be the minority leader in the House for the Democrats, effectively replacing Nancy Pelosi in leadership. Of the remaining 9 GOP lawmakers who have expressed reservations about supporting McCarthy, the California Republican will need some combination of votes for him, present votes or no votes. Glassman said, quote, "The important thing fundamentally is nothing else happens in the House until they have a speaker. The House won't be able to adopt rules, assign committees, or consider legislation until the speaker is chosen." So,
and that's true in all bodies.
Yeah. So the House is paralyzed.
Correct.
They
can't operate.
Yeah. It isn't as though the previous speaker continues on temporarily and things run for, they're frozen.
When did they get sworn in? Did they get sworn in yet?
Does that happen tomorrow?
Because I'm wondering if there's an overlap and that there's actually a period of time in which there is kind of no government.
They have to get sworn in to vote. So they would have to be sworn.
So they must be sworn in.
So they must be sworn in, or they will be first thing in the morning.
Some of the pundits are questioning whether Steve Scalise, who has been openly supporting McCarthy, he's not been lobbying for speakership or anything. But if it goes to the second ballot, now you're going into another round, is he then going to say, "All right, I'll stand up"? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because people have tried to get him to run in opposition to McCarthy, and he's refused.
Right.
He's been supporting McCarthy. But if we get into balloting, and we're going to start doing cycles of balloting here, whose name comes up as the alternative, Steve Scalise is on the shot list, in my mind.
And my perception is that Steve Scalise is generally more well-regarded than McCarthy anyway. Scalise, of course, a lot of people might remember, he was one of the congressmen shot that day, the shooting at that baseball field during the congressional baseball game.
Right.
Yeah. So, he's got some status because of that, for one thing. And he seems to be generally well-liked and well-regarded in a way that Kevin McCarthy is not. My impression is that they generally have much more respect for Steve Scalise than they clearly don't seem to respect Kevin McCarthy very much. So
this is an interesting. It's an interesting situation to be in. What bothers me is that the Republicans that are holding out, not going to vote. They got nothing to offer me. What are you offering me as an alternative? Give me an alternative. What you're going to vote for? You're elected to represent the people. Right. Who are you going to put up? And they won't answer. We'll see. That's not an answer.
Well, that's what's so baffling.
That's not an answer. You have a responsibility to report to the people that elected you to that seat. Your answer cannot be "we'll see."
That's what's so baffling about this whole strategy. It's very odd.
And this is where I find myself agreeing with Newt Gingrich, is that they're not backing McCarthy, and it's no longer the simple vote of speaker, and it is going to become this played out, maybe multi-votes.
Yeah.
Could go for I don't know how many rounds. You got to go until you get a winner.
What did Gingrich say?
There has to be a speaker.
You have to avoid a total circus or something. I forget exactly how he put it, but
he firmly believes that if they do not vote for McCarthy on the first round, then it is going to devolve into chaotic circus.
Yeah.
And I have to think that the possibility is there for that to happen. Depends on how many hands are going to go into the pie. Who's going to want to stand up or whose name get thrown out? Anybody can be nominated from the floor.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Remember. You could end up having to deal with some putz getting up there and going, I'm going to nominate Donald Trump. You're going to put Donald Trump. Can you imagine him as speaker? Oh, God.
Miriam Banish joins us in the Facebook live chat. Hello, Miriam.
Hola.
And Crystal says Scalise would be a better speaker than McCarthy. I do feel like that's the general consensus.
But he's refused, though. He was point
So
blank
far,
asked to run again as the alternative to McCarthy, and he said no.
Unless, I mean, is it possible that Scalise is up to something truly Machiavellian here?
I don't know.
And he's gonna watch McCarthy fail,
But
and
isn't
then
like
then
Jim-
be the white knight,
maybe
riding in to
Yeah,
save
maybe.
everybody.
But isn't like Jim Jordan and his ilk? Aren't they actually backing McCarthy?
Are they? Jim Jordan is such a clown. I don't pay any attention to him.
You know he's going to end up with the committee chairmanship.
Oh, I know.
What we don't know.
Yeah.
Help the world.
There's a little bit more information here about the nuts and bolts of how this process works. It says lawmakers traditionally vote for their party's nominees, but some in recent years have chosen to vote present or not vote. Glassman said, quote, "This is sort of a modern thing in the last 10 years. We've had members of the majority party threatening not to vote for their party's nominee on the floor," unquote. He cites one reason as the current media environment where outliers realize they can gain attention from opposing a speaker nominee and separate themselves from the leadership to appeal to voters. He said, quote, "It's a way to stand out," unquote. Yeah. The last to vote for the opposite political party was Democratic Representative Jim Traficant from Ohio. I remember him. He voted in 2001 for the Republican speaker nominee and faced severe consequences. Democrats stripped him of his committee assignments. And then finally, the final section on this. How will this play out for McCarthy? A 2-month speakership election is not likely. McCarthy won the closed-door vote leadership election and by wide margins after facing challenger Republican Representative Andy Biggs of Arizona, a member of the ultra-conservative Freedom Caucus. And if you don't know who the Freedom Caucus is, you might remember the Tea Party. It was the next iteration of that.
It was. It's not. I don't know what it is now.
No, it's just that. It's Tea Partiers with a new name. New branding. But Andy Biggs hasn't given up. He tweeted at the beginning of the month he will be running again to block McCarthy from becoming Speaker. The vote on January 3rd will include all members of the House, not just the Republican Party. If McCarthy does not win on the first ballot, which Glassman predicts is very likely, he thinks McCarthy will bargain with his colleagues to gain enough votes.
But what does he got left to bargain?
He has nothing left to bargain.
So one of the other side of this coin is now that there's going to be a new Congress, when the Speaker's is put into place, there'll be new rules that the Congress is going to operate under, how things are done, and how the Speaker is going to agree to do things. One of the sticking points, which is interesting because I didn't know about this until earlier, is that the hardline Republicans want a singular Congressperson to be able to challenge the Speaker and have a new vote on a new Speaker by that one person. Now, it's supposed to take a lot of them, or quite a few of them. McCarthy has already whittled that down to be 5 Congress critters. If 5 Congress critters agree, they can put it forward, and the body has to vote on who's Speaker.
How humiliated he must feel at this point.
But that's not enough. They want it to go down to 1.
Well, yeah,
Can you imagine though? Every time you get mad at the Speaker, I want a whole new vote.
He went to Matt Gaetz and said, "If we go down to 1, will you support me then?"
And I don't think he's.
And Matt Gaetz of Florida, he said no.
No. Nope. He won't vote for him no matter what. Nope.
It's just incredible.
Nope. It's It is. And I really do want to read through that rules package to see what other concessions that they've been, giving up.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, nothing's set in stone until the body actually votes to have rules, but they got to actually vote for somebody to administer them first.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that getting down to, I think 5 is a low threshold.
Jeez. Yeah.
But yeah, I could live with it, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
If that was, I guess you could live with that, right? But for one singular Congress critter to be able to try and upset the whole apple cart, start government from working, and we can't vote on anything anymore because now we're going to stop for this. That you're going to kill the government. Like they don't move slow enough already. Let's put some more roadblocks in the way. There is one thing I've heard about, though, that is supposed to be in the rules package, and I really hope it stays there, and that's that the bills have to be issued 72 hours ahead of time, that you have time to read it before you vote on it. There's been so many iterations of people trying to put a bill in that says, Congress, you must read the bill before you vote. It never happens. It never happens. That would be nice, to at least see a few days to get to read the bill before you're supposed to vote on it. Remember when they did Obamacare? We got to pass it before you know what's in it.
That was a Pelosiism, yes.
Yeah, we got to pass it before we know what's in it. I think you should read every bill before you vote on it, which means less bills.
So it says here, if McCarthy's opponents are firm in their opposition, Glassman predicts an alternative option for Speaker could be Louisiana Representative Steve Scalise, McCarthy's second in command. Glassman said, quote, if none of these things happen, then you're in for real chaos because then you have to try to find candidates somewhere in the party who weren't even on the radar screen, unquote. Well, that's what I mean. It's like this could be. I mean, it may not even be that Scalise is trying to do anything Machiavellian. It may be as simple as Scalise. I mean, it has to have occurred to him, right? Geez, there could be an opportunity here.
They've asked him. He was point blank asked to run.
Right.
And he said no. He is absolutely going to be the majority leader, but he does not want to upset the apple cart. He supposedly is lobbying for everybody to vote for McCarthy. But once you get past that first failed vote and, going back around again, I'm waiting to see. I feel like I should get a bowl of popcorn to sit and watch and see what is going to come out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll ask Mickey Mouse to be the Speaker of the House. They could ask anybody. Oh my goodness. I just had a thought. What if it's the pillow dude?
Oh, yes. Mike Lindell.
What if they aren't to put the pillow dude in there?
That'd be fascinating, wouldn't it?
Or Giuliani. Yeah, they could get Giuliani.
Oh, God.
Hey, anything's possible tomorrow. This is going to be really interesting to see what happens. And if it all goes to pot, this could go on for quite a while, which could be beneficial to us because they won't be voting on anything to screw up our lives. They'll be stuck there for a little while. Maybe that's not bad.
Well, we need to get the debt ceiling raised and things like that. There are some things that are essential. Crystal in the chat says, why didn't Republicans hammer this out between November and now? McCarthy's ego? They should have an alternative candidate. The position of Speaker is not owed to anyone. Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
Agreed. I think there's certain individuals, again, like Matt Gaetz, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who you probably couldn't hammer anything out with because, as Glassman pointed out in that article in USA Today, it's about it's an opportunity for them to grab attention, and they appeal to their voters that way. And Isaac Banks says, McCarthy's ego, and that is so true. And sure it is. Should have, because that's true. Candidate. Because it is true, not owed to anyone.
You're hurting my brain.
Yes, that's Isaac Banks. And Art and Love says, we say that is so true and intelligent. Good speech. Oh.
That's a new sounding siren out
sirens,
there.
Yes.
Dang.
Always at least once during the program.
They keep looking for you.
Yes. 603-250-6007 is a number if you'd like to chime in. We have a little bit of time left in today's show. 603-250-6007. If it were other people other than people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz, who were ambivalent about McCarthy, or not ambivalent, I shouldn't say it that way.
Now, you keep bringing her name up, but I haven't seen her.
They directly oppose him. Oh, she's not a fan of McCarthy. She's been very open about it.
Really? I haven't seen anything from her.
Yeah. Adam Kinzinger brought something up, of course. Adam Kinzinger of Illinois, who is leaving Congress, he decided not to run. He was not primaried out like Liz Cheney was, but he did decide not to seek re-election in the current Republican Party as it is right now in its present state. But he said something interesting. He was being interviewed on CNN by Dana Bash, and he said something about he believes that he blames Kevin McCarthy directly for Trump continuing to be as influential in the Republican Party as he is. And he blames a specific moment. He said when shortly after the insurrection, and yes, I do call it an insurrection, shortly after the January 6th insurrection, when Kevin McCarthy, what was it, maybe 2-3 weeks at most, when he decided to travel to Mar-a-Lago for that photo op with the president. Maybe it was more than a few weeks, actually. Yeah, because it would have been after the inauguration, so probably a month or two. But anyway, not too long after that, not long after Trump left office, McCarthy went to Mar-a-Lago for that photo op there. You know, they've got the picture where they're shaking hands and they're both beaming with joy, and really kind of reinforcing that Trump was still the head of the party. And Kinzinger seems to think that one act by Kevin McCarthy is what has caused Trump to still cast the shadow that he does over the Republican Party, and that if McCarthy hadn't done that one thing, Trump would have been out. They could have iced him out. That would have been it for Trump, and we wouldn't even
I don't buy
be hearing
that.
about him. Well, I think Kinzinger, I don't think that's the only thing, but I think Kinzinger has a point. It certainly didn't help Republicans who would have liked to have been done with Trump. But I just wonder, so if it were other Republicans, if it were more establishment Republicans that were turning their nose up at McCarthy, then I might think maybe they blame him as Kinzinger does, and they're resentful and they don't want to reward him for helping to enable keeping Trump around. Now,
they're going to die on that hill.
Well,
they're going to die on that hill, and they're going to.
But it's not that anyway, because it's people like Matt Gaetz who would love to have Trump around. So, but I'm just saying though, it's if it were other Republicans, like I said, if it were more establishment Republicans who I'm sure really would love for Trump to just go away permanently, then I would wonder a little bit, is McCarthy kind of getting his comeuppance here?
Maybe. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen. There has to be something they're holding close to their breast that they're not releasing. I feel like there's something else there. Now, who was it that there was going to run against him? Was it Andy Biggs
of Texas?
Yes,
I believe.
Now, where is he? Is he still?
Well, he wants to be the speaker. There was even audio of a phone call.
The smart move would take a moderate Republican to go over to the Democrats and say, "Look, if we do this, you make me speaker. This is what we're going to do.
Didn't that happen? Didn't that happen right here in New Hampshire? Because I remember when I was Gary Hopper's co-host on Rock Paper Hand Grenades, and this was quite a few years ago. But there was this. They had a vote that day. It was at the beginning of the term, so it was in January. And there were, I wish I could remember the names of the people involved, because if I said them, who's the short guy? Who was speaker for the Republicans in the New Hampshire House for a long time? No, he's not still around, I don't think. A little guy.
God,
I can't remember his name. Can't remember his name. But he thought he was going to be speaker again, and then.
Oh yes, I was in office then.
You were?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So there was, but I can't remember his name. And forgive me, it's leaving me. There was a guy who was speaker, and he was removed from speakership when he was in office because he got caught in a fiscal thing.
Oh no, I'm talking.
So he was running again.
I'm talking about a different situation.
So
Yeah.
he was running again to be speaker, but because of that controversy and some other things, he didn't win. And
I might be talking about something else.
Maybe somebody else.
Here's what I'm remembering. So the little guy whose name I can't remember, he's a lawyer, but most politicians are. So I know.
Jesus.
And he was expected to be elected speaker because the Republicans had re-won control of the New Hampshire House. No,
is the current speaker, and he was the speaker before.
So this guy was supposed to be elected speaker, but then there was this other more moderate Republican who was able to make a deal with the Democrats and got enough Democrats to vote for this more moderate Republican to be speaker.
No, I wasn't into that.
And, right, this was after you, and was able to kind of pull the rug out from under the little guy whose name I can't remember. And it was that kind of a situation where and I remember Gary was very upset, and of course the guests that we had on that show were very upset that this had happened. That
in the perfect world, it would be the real speakership office. It would be a place where everybody's voice gets heard, where bills are organized, to what the people need, not according to what the lobbyists want. But see, I have a pie in the sky, so that ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
I think the new leader is Jason Osborne. Isn't he in leadership?
I have no idea. I've not kept up with the New Hampshire House.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow in Congress, though. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen.
I'm sure. Oh boy, this. Now this bothers me.
That I can't-
Okay, Sean Jasper was the guy.
He was the majority whip, but he wasn't. I don't remember him running for speaker. Unless maybe he did after me. Maybe he did after I was gone.
Yeah, because I think he's the guy I'm thinking of who the Democrats were willing to accept. So they worked with Republicans to get him in instead of, and I'm looking, this list is alphabetical. It's not chronological, unfortunately, but it's the quickest thing I could find. So I saw Sean Jasper's name and I was like, oh, okay. And he is on a list of former speakers. Now I'm looking for the name of the guy who was supposed to be speaker, William O'Brien, Bill O'Brien. We know him.
Oh, he got kicked out on the second term.
Bill O'Brien.
Oh, no kidding.
Was supposed to be speaker, and instead it ended up being Sean Jasper because the Democrats found Sean Jasper more, I guess, more moderate and more acceptable. So they were willing to vote for Sean Jasper, and that's how Sean Jasper got in.
After me.
Let's see, what year was that?
Jeez, that would have had to have been 2013. I think that would have been. They would have been the 2012 election with the 2013 start of the biennium.
2014. It says here this is from Wiki. In the 2014 elections, Jasper was reelected for his 11th term in the New Hampshire House. Republicans retook it explains the whole thing here. I didn't imagine it. Sometimes I worry I'm having my own personal Mandela effect, but no, this happened. So I remember, the only reason I remember this is because I was Gary's co-host on that show, and I remember how upset they were. Republicans retook the majority in the New Hampshire House from the Democratic Party in the 2014 election. After the election, William O'Brien, the former Republican Speaker of the House, ran for Speaker against Democrat Steve Shurtleff. And you know Steve really well.
Yes.
Enough Republicans voted for Shurtleff on the first ballot. Oh, okay. This is even more interesting than I thought. Enough Republicans voted for Shurtleff, the Democrat, on the first ballot that O'Brien did not receive the majority. Shurtleff then dropped out of the race and Jasper entered. On the third ballot, Jasper received the majority of all ballots cast, defeating O'Brien with the majority of Democratic members and some Republicans voting for him.
Well done.
So that's
well done.
So that's what happened. So pretty that's some Machiavellian stuff, huh? I mean, they had to plan that all out to get, because in order for that to happen, in order for that to even work out that way, they had to convince enough Republicans to actually vote against William O'Brien. Was he unpopular? I feel like he was.
Yes.
Okay. But do you remember why?
Yes. They went, the Republican Party went off the reservation in that biennium. They had a super majority, and every single little thing that anybody ever wanted came out of the woodwork. Every extremist, everything came out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
And yeah. Things kind of went interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I served under O'Brien.
Yeah.
And for myself, I didn't experience a lot of the negativity, I guess.
Yeah.
There were good people all around, but you know what power does. And yeah things just kind of went south there. In New Hampshire, people spoke up. They, that super majority kicked themselves and shot themselves out of office.
I met him a bunch of times because of Gary. He seemed like a nice enough guy. I mean,
he was always nice to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I personally never had a problem.
Yeah.
You see the ugly side of anything when you get too much of it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened in that year.
His own party did him dirty.
Well, there's always been the Main Street there's Main Street Republicans. Yeah. So that's like your average Republican. And then you have your really super right-wing, uber strict Republican. And that's more where O'Brien has been in the past. I don't miss any of that. I like watching it. I'm ready for my bowl of popcorn tomorrow to watch this, but oh my gosh.
I'm imagining Kevin McCarthy calling Bill O'Brien for advice and Bill saying, I got nothing for you, dude.
Yeah.
Got nothing for you. All right, we are about out of time. Jenny, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who called today to wish us a Happy New Year. And do you want to plug your website? Or
check me out on gencoffey.com, GENNCOFFEY.com. Find my ruminations, my paintings, links to The Mighty, where I am published on a regular basis. I'm going into, I think, my third year of writing for them.
Yes.
Yes, and my latest article is discussing LDN, low-dose naltrexone, and what that's doing for pain patients and some miraculous results for some of us, myself included.
Absolutely. All right, very good. Thank you so much, everybody. If you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. And we'll leave you with a little more Ravenscroft. I really like this track a lot. This Cauldron of. We'll end the show the way we started it. I love this song, Cauldron of Deceit, from Ravenscroft, the lead singer of this California band, just passing away. Very sad. So we'll leave you with that, and that's going to do it for us for now. Make sure you're back here bright and early for the morning show with Peter White from 7 to 9 a.m. And I'll talk to y'all tomorrow afternoon. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Raising my head all day.